Cast your mind back to last week's programme and you'll remember hearing about a new film telling the true story of Nottingham's Windrush generation. Patsy Francis is the film's director.
The idea behind the film was to really make sure that we captured what happened to those who came over from the Caribbean in the 50s and 60s. So many of them now will be in their 70s, in their 80s, and perhaps a bit later. Our eldest participant is in her 90s. And so it was really important, a bit like the World War I veterans, to make sure that we captured them so that we heard the stories firsthand. So we filmed 9 participants, both men and women, all very different personalities, but all very strong characters.
Well, that's the film's director, Patsy Francis, and the half-hour documentary, which is called Many Rivers to Cross, had its premiere to a full house at Nottingham Contemporary this week. And following that screening, I asked some of them what they made of the film.
We've seen sort of like a journey from, early 60s and, what life was like for West Indians coming into, not just to Nottingham, but into the UK. My parents are Jamaican. I'm first generation, born in Nottingham, and it was just to see what life was like for them, and really it just makes you appreciate what you've got now and what they did for us to get where we are now. I don't like to use the word lucky, but when you compare my life, my children's life, to their grandparents' life, you do feel lucky.
Quite often the story is told by other people who really don't think much of you, and so their take on your life is different and quite often not true. And I think the story being told by the person experiencing it must be a better way of doing it.
Let the younger lot know what our parents built, you know what I mean, the legacy that they built, because they built a lot, and considering they're braver than me, because to leave from home and to come to a foreign place where they only read about in books and they only heard about what people chat, they didn't really know where they was coming to.
I really enjoyed it. It was very informal. I understand the concept of what they're trying to get, and I understand the journey that our parents had when they first came here. I can relate to it because my mum told us a lot of story. I mean, I'm first generation Black British.
My grandfather was one of the people that featured, and I think I wanted to see exactly what went on there so I could kind of better relate with him when I speak to him, see what times were like when he was around.
Some of those stories I'd imagine you've heard a few times before.
Yes, some of them, but some of them still new, and I think maybe in this generation I'm at now, it's easy to forget the struggles that they went through so that I could have the opportunities that I've got now, so it was nice to be reminded of it.
The film, Many Rivers to Cross, and that's some of the people at the premiere this week at Nottingham Contemporary. Now, that documentary is available to watch online. You'll find it posted on my Facebook page very shortly. Just search for Reya UK, Reya UK, and I can't recommend it enough. Do you know, sometimes you go to these events and it's not very well attended and it's not very well organised, and it just feels a little bit like it could have been done a bit better. But that premiere was just fantastic. Such a fun night, packed with lots of familiar faces and some new ones too, and really lovely to hear what everyone made of the film. A real range of opinions, and all with a bit of a giggle the whole way through, and you'll find out why when you watch the film. It's a half-hour documentary. It's called Many Rivers to Cross, and as I said, I cannot recommend it enough.